Gosh, I'm so nervous. Everybody's looking at me. Hello, everybody. Greetings. Sawadi Kop. Buenos dias. My name is Camden. I'm having a great day. And my biggest mistake in TEFL that I ever made was not believing in myself. Take it back to 2009, Costa Rica. So I ended up going back home. Basically, my dad bailed me out. So because I had the support from my family, my dad was able to get me out of Costa Rica to come back to Virginia, and then I had to start the university up again. But I'm not here to live in regret because I don't regret anything. But I'm here to disseminate and to spread this message because what I could have done was been more professional. I could have come to class on time. I could have been more prepared with my lessons. I could have been a better communicator. I could have taken the time to connect with people online. Even Dave's ESL Cafe, it was already started, but was really picking up heat at that moment and a lot of buzz. And everybody was talking about Dave's ESL Cafe in Costa Rica, the school I was teaching at, and all the TEFL attendees that were in my certification course. Everybody was like, wow, there's opportunities in Vietnam and Thailand and China, South Korea. There were so many places, and it was just like everything was very new, and teaching English online had not really even started to erupt. And I ended up going back, so I blew it, you know? I wasted my money on dumb stuff. I wasted my money on the nightlife, going out Friday, going out Saturday, even though I knew in the morning I probably was going to not have enough for 3 meals. So I'd have to, you know, just poor planning on my part. And I don't want anyone else to have to go through those type of situations because I was very fortunate that I was able to get back home in Virginia and then start my university again in Orlando, Florida, which I did not even finish. So, when I'm talking about believing in yourself, and my biggest mistake not believing in myself, the whole idea of going to Asia was so new. It was so big. And I want to say thanks to the two people right now who are watching. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Going to China, going to Thailand or South Korea, it was like, huh? I come from a really small place in Virginia, just this little town of Hampton City, the city of Hampton, Hampton Roads, Newport News, Virginia Beach, Williamsburg, Norfolk, those places. And then I went to Florida and a whole new world opened up to me. And then I had the courage and I had the funds to take off a year from my university to get the in-state tuition in Florida. So I ventured to Costa Rica where I wanted to take my TEFL certification, and I signed up with a company, and then I had the homestay package. The homestay package was amazing. But I wasn't able to stay in the dream paradise of Costa Rica because I wasn't willing enough to believe in myself. I remember writing in my journal thinking, wow, after the certification course was finished, I could do something like this. I know that I could travel. I could go teach in Argentina or Chile or Peru, and then maybe go to Vietnam or Thailand one day and go teach in China at a school. But that concept was so new to me because the people that I was going to school with were not really interested in teaching and traveling. But I always had this burning desire to go out into the world, to travel, to experience a new culture, learn a new language, and all those things. So, horizontal decline. Any advice for someone wanting to teach English in Thailand that doesn't have a degree to work legally? I'm going to live stream here. Any advice for someone wanting to teach English in Thailand? All right, so good question. This is what I recommend. On all of my videos, if I'll just say this, go to my previous video and in the description, because this video is not finished, go into the description and look at the part where I say get TEFL certification in Bangkok. It's a face-to-face course and the online course. If you take the course in Bangkok with the link that I have provided and you pass the certification course and you are a native English speaker, but you don't have a degree, there is a job placement assistance for you. Okay? So again, go to my previous video, go to the description, look up the certification course that's in Bangkok. You will have to fill out a quick form. Once you do that, someone will get back to you. And after you do come, if you decide to come to Thailand and do the certification course, it's well worth the investment. You can get a job placement assistance. Okay? So I want to say thank you for your question, horizontal decline. And where are you from actually? Are you from the USA? If you could fill a little bit more background info, that would help. So I'm not going to be, the last live stream I did was really, really long. The main concern, this is coming from horizontal decline. The main concern I have is getting the work permit. I'll check it out though, thanks. From Australia, okay, so great. You have things in your favor from a native English speaker. And I almost 100% sure that they do have a legal working visa for you with the job placement assistance that they have upon completing the certification. So again, I know I don't like saying stuff and I'm not 100% sure, but when I talked to the director, there was somebody else in your situation. I'm just trying to backtrack, a few weeks ago. So anyway, check it out and be 100% sure that way, and don't take my word for it with that regard, of course. So now, if I would have stayed in Costa Rica, planned out my food better, not did the nightlife, not go out, waste money, if I would have been a lot more conservative, I would have been able to finish that contract that I had at the school and set something else to get out here to Asia earlier, and I would have never had to even go back home, go through the embarrassment, and go through with back to university classes. And but again, I don't regret that. I'm hoping that someone out there is perhaps a bit younger than me, like maybe 22 or 24, and you're just getting started into the TEFL industry. And I wish that somebody was there to coach me. I wish I had a mentor or a tutor when I was just starting my teaching career, because all my, they're professors at a university and they're training us to be, basically these highly controlled public school educators, teaching kids on a curriculum that's been designed through self-interest. And that's something that I didn't want to be a part of. I wanted the freedom, I wanted to travel, I wanted to be with different cultures, I wanted to experience the diversity. And that's why TEFL it changed my life forever. And thank you for the thumbs up, I really appreciate it. Five people in here, 4 people in here. Thank you for taking the time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Hello, Teresa Salinas, good evening. What is the difference between TEFL and TESOL? Good question. TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. TESOL is teaching English as a second language. So it basically means the same thing. They're just under different type of certification. So if you complete the TESOL, or if you complete the TEFL, if it's accredited, then you should have no issue with getting into teaching at a school or with an online company. And Nomad Zach, hey, I want to say thank you so much I saw your comment earlier this afternoon, and I want to say good for you. I mean that, good for you, because sometimes when I'm making these videos and I'm thinking like, well, I'm not going to try to influence people to start their own YouTube channel, but sometimes when I'm making these videos, I remember specifically when I was in Chiang Mai and I would say some things on a video and I'm just like, man, that would be so cool if some other people would start a YouTube channel, get inspired from these videos or have the idea, something will click. So Nomad Zach, I think it's great that you're going to start your YouTube channel. And just a piece of advice, and to let you know, I started my channel back in 2014. I was making smoothie videos out of my mom and dad's home, broke as a bum. And that's how I started my YouTube channel. I really did. I started it. Someone had suggested it to me, and then I was looking for something to do. And of course, I was like, wow, I could make some money. But what I realized that it took a long time to make the money. And it's not about the money, because what changed my YouTube career here is a comment that I got in 2017 when I was living in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I was filming this video in Doi Pui, which is top of this, it's past Doi Suthep. I never even stopped at Doi Suthep, just kept going. There's so many tourists there. So if you go past it, you can get the Doi Pui. They have amazing coffee and tea and reishi mushroom there, all at super great prices, and the people are very friendly. And they really do need that tourism, because the mountains, it's really high up there, but amazing place. And I filmed that video out there, and after that video, I had stopped, doing videos on YouTube. I had stopped for like a little bit of time, like a break or whatever, just wasn't motivated to do it. I didn't believe in it anymore. And this one person commented, this one guy, and said, hey, thanks so much for your videos. Because of your video, I decided to take a course in Thailand and start teaching English. And I'm like, wow, like I just uploaded a free video onto a platform like YouTube, and someone saw my video, somebody listened to me, and then took that advice, and now they're teaching in Thailand, and totally turned their whole life around. They're getting into a whole different type of lifestyle. It's an amazing feeling. And I was like, whoa, I can't stop. I got to keep going. And then I knew that nobody else was making videos about teaching English online at the time. So I said, let me just go in full speed. And then that's when Palfish was picking up. And then I was getting recommendations for me to put out videos, because I already had somewhat of a little bit of an audience, had like maybe 1,000 subscribers or something like that. And so things just kept growing and growing and growing. And it's just, I say that to you, Nomad Zach, because a lot of people want to start a YouTube channel and make a lot of money fast and stuff like that. And you got to do it just because you got to love documenting your truth. I like Gary Vaynerchuk a lot. He talks about it all the time. You never know when a video can go viral, if it hits 1,000 views or something like that. But the main thing is just to remember is you got to do it because you really enjoy it, that you like getting in front of the camera and sharing what you're doing for the day, or sharing a message, something that can bring people value. That's what the real key is, bringing people value. Because before I was just making videos of my travels and kind of just talking about stuff that people have better things to do with their time. And then when I started talking about how to teach online, how to make money teaching online, and how to become a successful online English teacher, things like that, and then things started to pick up. So Nomad Zach, that's my advice to you. Michael Gray, TESOL is more at home. Okay, TEFL is more abroad. China is particular about TEFL. Michael Gray, thank you so much for your comment. If you're still in here, I really appreciate it. I did not know that, and hopefully everyone reading the comment section right now will be able to stay up on that. Horizontal decline, just checking through some of your videos. Which one had the link for the school and BK? My last video, the exact last video that I just put out yesterday, the last 2 or 3 videos, you could choose either one. And yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Horizontal decline. So, okay, you just found it. Wonderful. I hope it works out for you. And when you fill out the form, I get an automatic notification to my email. And I do know the director personally. He's going to actually drive out here from Bangkok to Buriram again to meet me face to face. And we're going to sit down and talk about some things, and how I can get more involved with helping to get people ready to teach online. Because I want to grow and I want to expand. Michael, great. No degree, check into paid internships. There are possibilities in Thailand, Vietnam. Again, Michael, thank you so much. You're a wealth full of knowledge here. Nomad, Zach, you're welcome. Yeah, I know, man. Smoothie videos, go figure. It's a typical vegan thing to do, cliche. The power of human connection through YouTube videos and inspiring others and yourself. Amazing. Exactly. That's what it really is about, is human connection. Because sometimes when I feel like, man, I don't have anything else to say about teaching online today, and oh man, the last video I did was about being successful teaching English online, and then I read someone's comment and saying, hey, I just love your vibes. Thanks so much for this video. It made me happy today. You know, something so simple like that. And I'm like, you know what? Screw all of the self-doubting and the mind play, and let me just film this video and just put it out. And I'm so surprised so many times when the thumbnail is not perfect or great, or if I think the video quality is not good. Perfect example was the video I did outside the DMV in Chiang Mai, Thailand, when I was getting my driver license for the first time. And it was like a catch-up video and how I started my TEFL journey. And I couldn't believe that that was one of the first videos that like jumped up over 4,000 views. And I'm like, what? People actually like that video? I thought that was like the most ridiculous thing ever, you know? And what I'm saying is, so many people on YouTube are doing these fancy videos. I'm not saying what I'm saying is ridiculous, but 4,000 views, that's like, whoa. Because, you know, I watch a lot of Lost LeBlanc videos, not so much anymore, but, you know, when I was first getting into Thailand and watching his videos and stuff like that, it was very motivating. And I just always like to watch people who are doing something better, and you know, they're on top of their game, because that's what we need to study. You know, whatever it is that you love to do, you got to find, you don't have to be that person, you don't have to compare yourself to that person, but you should perhaps emulate some of their practices or listen to some tips that they have and incorporate that into your life or your social media strategies or your teaching strategies, you know? And what I meant was so many other people on YouTube are making these super fancy videos, like cars and girls and like super amazing camera shots and underwater shots and like music, and it's fully edited. And here I am, I just got a cell phone and I'm just putting out videos, and that's all I know how to do right now. And boom, it works, you know? Let me get back to the comments. Maybe doing a paid internship himself. I don't know who you're talking about, Michael. Vertical incline. Hey, good idea. I like that. Vertical incline. Yeah, right back at you, Zach. Thank you so much. And Teresa Salinas. Guys, don't forget, there's 10 people watching. If you do give it a thumbs up, it really does help the algorithm on YouTube. So literally, if it gets like 5 more thumbs up, then YouTube's going to push it to more people who are suggested. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me see what Teresa Salinas said. Your videos are really inspiring to me. I have been with Palfish since October and still learning more and more each day, and your videos really help a lot. Well, Teresa, thank you so much. It sounds like you're a very kind soul, and I hope that Palfish can be a great benefit to your life and also to your students. And Zach, exactly, authenticity. You have to be yourself. Everybody's got their own destiny. Everybody's got their own truth. And the more that we try to, you know, compare ourselves to others, it's just going to leave us feel empty. And people are going to be able to sniff it out. Maybe not in the beginning, but over time, people will sniff it out. So I think I pretty much touched on everything. I just wanted to put out this live stream because I do feel like that was my biggest mistake, and in just life in general, is so many times we don't believe in ourselves enough. And when we make a conscious decision to believe in ourselves, then we have to take action to do that. And that's the part that that's the button that nobody wants to press. We like to think about it, we like to maybe dream about it, but we don't want to just press that button and get out there and do it. So it's not even about wasting time or doing it the right season or excuses, procrastination, all that stuff. It's just you have something and you got to go for it. And it took me a long time to realize that. And it took a lot of heartache too. I could have, like I said, could have been over here in Asia a long time ago. I could have saved up over $80,000 by now, easily, easily. You know, if at 22, I would have finished my time in Costa Rica professionally and on the right note, I could have made my way out here to Asia at 22. And even if there was a position that was maybe a little over $1,000 on private classes on the side, you can easily make a great supplement to that. So if it was $2,000 a month, which is a modest pay, right? A very modest pay at 22 years old with no huge overhead, no college debt, and save $1,000 each month, accumulate that over your from 22 before you turn 30, it's over $80,000. How would you feel right now if you had $80,000? So everybody right now, there's no more excuses. If you're online teaching or you're teaching English abroad, I know everyone's in different brackets. Like maybe some people have families, some people might have kids or be in a relationship or yada, yada, yada. Whatever the case may be, if you could save, which you can, save $1,000 each month. And now it is a lot easier over here in Southeast Asia, a lot easier. If I was back home in the USA, I still would not be really making enough to support myself and live a good life like I can provide over here. And that's why so many people are coming out here to Southeast Asia and just Asia in general. It's an amazing cultural rich diversity, and there's amazing beautiful beaches and mountains and the history over here. It's just fascinating. And the food, oh my gosh, the food over here in Thailand is so good. Love it. And again, if you had $80,000 in your bank right now, imagine that feeling. What you could do with that money, how many people you could help, what kind of future you could build for yourself. So I'm going to cut it in just a few minutes. I'm going to answer the last little bit on the comment section and then go grab my dinner. Hey Camden, hope you had a great productive Saturday. Thank you, Grant. I did. Let me hit you up with an interesting question. Okay, are there any people out there whom you look... Great question. Who is your Camden Long? Well, the people that I would say, I'll say my mom and dad. I know that kind of sounds cheesy. I got a couple things, but I really want to say that I've learned to grow and respect and appreciate my dad and my mom so much for all the crap they put up with me and my brother, but maybe more me and my like back and forthness and indecisiveness and things like that. So, and how well they were able to hold everything together for so long, and they're still going strong and retired now. So I have to say, yeah, I look up to my people in my family. Now, outside of that circle, I will say easily on social media, it doesn't mean I have to agree with everything everybody says, but in terms of what kind of value they're bringing to people's life and things like that, I would definitely say Gary Vaynerchuk. I would say The Rock. I would say one of my, he's controversial, but whatever. And I don't really listen to a lot of his stuff anymore. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore, but David Wolf, he was a huge influence from 2011 and even up to 2000, but the last 2-3 years of kind of like backpedaled a little bit. So The Rock, Gary Vaynerchuk, David Wolf. I like London Real. I like watching the London Real. I don't know if you guys know about that. London Real, it's really cool. Joe Rogan, of course, Joe Rogan podcast. What can I say? Amazing. And whom else? Oh, I want to share a quote with you guys. Okay. So Benjamin Banneker. And by the way, he had never seen a clock until he was like 18 or 20 years old. Um, and he became a really famous scientist in the USA. But he said this, guys and gals, listen, never abandon your vision. And this really speaks to me today because I've had a huge revelation with moving back out here to the country and having a house and nature around. My whole consciousness has gotten way more focused as opposed to living in a condo in Chiang Mai and doing that type of lifestyle. But Benjamin Banneker said, never abandon your vision. Keep reaching to further your dreams. Very simple, but it's so true. Like, we all have a vision. We really do. Like, there's lots of things that we would love to do with our life, but it's not easy. It's not, and I'm happy, I'm content, I'm taking my self-discipline to another level, and I'm learning every day, and I'm still learning how to manage my money better, and it's just comes with not going out, just staying here at the house. That's basically what it is, because every time I go out, you're going to spend money, and I have to spend money on gas because we're far out into the countryside. So it's like one time a week, go out, get water and some basic food stuff. And then every 2 weeks, go to the main city, go to a better, like a bigger supermarket or something, and then maybe go to a restaurant and then come back. And that's it. If I do that, I'll save $600 right there every month by just not paying for people to prepare me food. And I'm not saying don't go to a restaurant, but in Chiang Mai, I was spending like $1,000 a month on food, sometimes more. I mean that, between going to the markets, going to Okaju, this like organic farm restaurant. I mean, they had the best cuts of fish and meat. I mean, and it's an organic farm, Then they had fresh organic vegetables. It was an amazing place. They had great service, could get in and out, have all your food prepared. So it was like very convenient. But I mean, over $1,000 a month on food when you're living in Thailand, that's like super expensive. So, hey, I got to learn some way. And I'm sharing this because I'm just like you guys. I'm just a person on a journey that loves to teach. And I decided at one point that I'm going to start uploading more and sharing my journey more. And it's been the best decision of my life. A big C. No, there's no big C near me at all. There's a 5, maybe 7, could be 10 minutes if you get behind a big truck to the next near 7-Eleven. But I like it because we're growing the herbs out here. We're getting the vegetables started. We got the fruit trees coming in. And I got all my organic meat, wild-caught fish, pasture-raised pork and free-range chicken, all that stuff. Get it packaged and delivered right here from Bangkok to Bodiram. It's pretty amazing service. Paleo Robbie. I can't put like a referral link on my videos because he doesn't have that. But it's like if you enter an email, you get like I think $10 free or $15 free or something. But it's a wonderful service. I can give people more information if they want to know. Actually posted it on my Instagram live story the other day. So yeah, Grant, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Hindsight is 2020. Yes, and hey, I kind of feel silly for asking this, but what is hindsight 2020? Maybe you could explain. Michael, U.S. and Thailand have an amenity treaty. It allows a U.S. citizen to start a sole proprietorship or other business. Any plans to go into business for yourself? Going into business for myself or teaching English, I don't see that in the future really at all. Palfish is amazing. The way everything's laid out and prepared for you, and you don't have to like outside of class talk to parents, or you don't have to deal with all the excess stuff, and that's why a lot of things on Palfish are automated, and that's what makes it so simple and amazing. But yeah, I want to keep going on YouTube, and my dream would be to be able to make $3,000 on YouTube a month. I'm just going to say that out loud. My dream would be to make $3,000 on YouTube a month, maybe even more if it picks up one day. Who knows? This morning I woke up and it was like $77 per month. So And every month there's like 20,000 people clicking into my videos, and I'm not like monetizing that in any way. So I don't have a website set up. There's a lot of things that I could do. I'm on all mobile right now, and I'm not making excuses. But if I did have some kind of my laptop is garbage, it doesn't work, and my wife's laptop is just it's so old, doesn't have a lot of the updated software. So everything I'm doing is on my iPhone. If I did have a MacBook, I probably would put a little bit more time into doing something better with the website and having something a little bit more professional. I would love to train more teachers. That's something that I would love to do. Um, so I would love to do that. And I think I'd like to do it for free because that's why, guys, I've been on Instagram live streams. I've already had two teachers, Teacher Christy and Teacher Lisa. Thank you so much for jumping on the live stream on Instagram and, talking about some benefits of teaching English online. But there's a lot of people, there really is, that, can I talk to you? When can we talk? And I'm like, well, I'm going to start doing more Instagram live streams, and I can click on your screen name, and then you can jump on there and chat with me and ask me questions live, right there on the spot. It's like a real consultation, basically. It is. And I think that's a great way to give back, and a thanks out of respect for so many people clicking into my videos. And that's why, again, I'm doing my best to branch out and get to as many people as possible. Okay, let me check this out. I gotta go eat, guys. Tom yum chicken or shrimp? Tom yum, tom yum shrimp. Tom yum goong. Dorian Yates, I've heard that name. I just can't put a picture to his face or gal. I think it's a guy though. London Real is great. Yeah, all right, yeah. I haven't watched a lot of London Real, but pretty much the topics of Joe Rogan's podcast are just right up my alley. Things that I like to think about and discuss. Yang Tashi Chan. Hey there. I have been following you. Just acknowledge if you can see my comment. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to out of your day to listen and to watch. It means a lot to me. And that's the only reason why this channel keeps growing. People like you make this place better. Thank you so much. And if there's anything that I could answer, like a question, just please let me know. Nomad, give him a like, people. Thank you, bro. Grant, awesome. Enjoy London Real and Joe Rogan as well. Yes, I can see your comments, Yang. When you try and change the past, hindsight is 2020. Okay, maybe I just don't know the definition of hindsight. Oh my gosh. I could have done it this way, etc. We can only make each day different in the present. Okay. I could have done it this way. When we can only make each day different in the present. Absolutely. You just got to keep. That's why I love waking up. That's why I love the morning. I love waking up in the morning after a great sleep and just thinking, wow, I am not just consuming, I'm also creating. YouTube, Palfish, Facebook, Gmail. And I want to start an email newsletter. I would love to start an e-newsletter where I could give more video tips, more written content and things like that to people who are, want to learn more, want to get the knowledge. So again, Nomad Zach, thank you. Okay, guys, I gotta finish this up real quick. Hey Camden, any app or recommendations of how to create your first lesson plan? This question is for beginners. Your first lesson plan, if you're really in that generic of a question, I would just say, I know this kind of sounds silly, but just go to Google and type in lesson plan, whatever subject you're looking for, whether it be grammar or phonics or vocabulary for beginners. There's so much information there, so you have to ask your question a little bit more specific. But that would be my recommendation because I don't really know any apps, but I definitely know search engine. And there would give you a lot of templates too. If you click Google Images, then that will be very helpful. You can find lesson plans, and that way you can see a template, and you can also go into websites too. Nomad, it's easy to know the right thing to do after something has happened, but it's hard to predict the future. Sounds like something Yoda would say. That above is the exact meaning. Hindsight is 2020. I said in relation to your great advice before. Thank you. Yang, surely there are many questions to be answered. Let me know how to get there to you. You could ask a question on any one of my videos, or you can ask me on Facebook Messenger. That's another way to contact me. Hey Camden, I'm thinking of teaching online and just wondering how many different online companies you're taught with. Okay, cool. Nobody's ever asked me that question. Tanya Livingstone, thank you. Appreciate it. And I would say that specifically online companies, I first started with a company called Lu Wai Zhao. And that was when I first got over here to when I got to Hong Kong, and I didn't know what to do because I literally had like $235 or something crazy like that. It's all the money I had, and I packed everything up into one bag out of Boulder, Colorado, and flew one way into Hong Kong from somebody I just met on Facebook. You know, it was a big risk, and I'm glad I took it, but also thankful that I'm safe. You know. So I first started with Luo Xiao. The first month I was a teacher there, I was the second best, like out of ratings, and the only person who was ahead of me was our trainer. So the second month they fired me. I'm serious. So it was when I moved to Koh Tao, on an island here in Thailand, and I missed one. It was a lot of, I think basically they hired a lot of teachers, and the classes, we got paid pretty well. I forget how much. It was like 3 hours in the evening from like 6 to 9 p.m. And yeah, I didn't do one of the, I had to travel to Koh Tao, so I had to take the day off. And at that time, there were no classes because so many students didn't come back. They couldn't get students to come back to the, so I think they had all this like investment money, hired teachers, and were hoping that the teachers were going to be really good. And then it didn't, nothing really great happened. So they were literally paying us to have a 3 hour meeting, like check in. We had like assignments to do that our teacher trainer would give us. And then we had to check in and group together on video and work together. And I did my part. And then every time I did my part, but for whatever reason, the group that I was working with were drama and gossip. And anyway, the teacher trainer got upset with me. And then when I had one of my lessons, the lighting was not good and the connection was not great because I was on an island. And then 2 or 3 days later, they fired me. So long story short, I made a great video about it though. It was one of my top videos. And then the second one was Nice Talk Tutor. So I was on Nice Talk Tutor until about December 2016. And then that's when I realized I had to make a decision. Am I going to dedicate my schedule fully to Palfish or to Nice Talk? Because I had a conflict with one of my appointments and had to cancel something. And so I just said, let me just get off Nice Talk and I'm just going to go full in on Palfish. And it was the greatest decision ever. So hopefully that answered your question, Tanya. Love the content. Let's live stream on Instagram. Mavros, great idea. Probably not tonight, but probably tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. I'm going to do an Instagram live stream. So Sunday, Thailand time. I don't know if it's going to be in the morning or evening. Depends on when I'm feeling the most energetic. Could you let me your email? I can send you an email. Yang, again, Facebook Messenger would probably be the best place to contact me. You're welcome, Grant. Thanks so much for understanding. And Pinterest. Yeah, great, Grant. Yeah. So anybody listening, Pinterest, of course, great place for lesson planning and prep stuff. And Tanya, also just wondering if you've heard any negative feedback about any particular companies. There seems to be lots of negative reviews on Glassdoor about lots of ESL companies. Okay, so I did talk about this a little bit in my previous videos, but I have an article. I posted it in my second to last video, but it was about Go-Go Kids specifically, and they had to like get rid of, I think like, I don't want to say half their workforce, but they had to get rid of a lot of employees. They couldn't pay teachers, and so it said 80% of these companies, these online ESL companies, are not even profitable. So I think they're getting all this investment money, and things are not working out, and then they can't pay the teachers or they can't pay employees. So you have to be mindful of how many hours you're doing with anybody, any kind of work, because I've been burned before. I did some side work for someone and they didn't end up paying me when I did these live streams. But that's great. It's a good lesson learned, not to do business with those types of people. But that's pretty much it. Because I don't really like to talk too much about other companies, because I can misquote something and then people can hold that against me, and this is like recorded, so it's like I don't really want to look back and think, oh, I was talking about this company and bringing these people down. I don't want to get involved with that. I could totally do that. I could totally make a video and talk about another company and find every little nook and cranny, something not good about it. But I'm not that type of person. It's a better feeling to do something positive and make people feel great rather than, pointing the finger. Okay, Nomad Zach, thanks so much. Tanya, living in OZ, want to move back to Bali. Okay, well, Tanya, I chose Palfish because it was mobile based, it was simple, it was innovative. I was having a great connection with my students, and so fast. And Mavros, it's 41 minutes into the live stream. My wife is probably thinking, what am I doing? I need to spend some time with the family out here. I need to eat some food. But Mavros, thoughts on Cambly? I got rejected. 51 talk. I don't think the pay is great, but I'm not 100% sure. And of course, yeah, they don't compare to Palfish. Doing research, making lessons. Thank you. Some great ideas on getting more booking and free talk. You're welcome. And thank you everybody for checking in, and everyone who gave it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Have a great day and take care of yourself. Stay happy, stay healthy, and up here, stay wealthy.